We do believe that this is a chemical attack by the Assad regime.
This is a war crime.
The world needs to see the use of chemical weapons will not be tolerated.
So far, not one person has been held accountable for the deadly chemical attack on Ghouta. In this video, we want to work out why that is and why courts in Germany could play a decisive role in determining who was responsible for the attack and bringing perpetrators to justice.
ما بنعرف شو عم بيصير، لكن الخوف اول شيء انتابني. مسكت الكاميرا هيك اني انا بدي صور، بعدين سكرت، شفت الاطفال عم تموت قدامي، بعدين فكرت منيح انه انا اذا ما صورت مين حينقل هاي الاحداث اللي هلا عم بتصير للناس. لو انه النظام قدر فعلا انه يقتحم المنطقه لكانت الجريمه محت اندثرت، ما كان طلع اي خبر عن الجريمه، لانه النظام بيكون سيطر على المنطقه وخفى الادله الى اخره.
If you don't have a mask, you don't come close.
In their report, UN inspectors were unable to name suspected perpetrators because their mandate wouldn't allow for it. Meanwhile, the Syrian government has consistently denied any involvement in the brutal attacks.
To execute this mission, I believe I have the authority to carry out this military action without specific congressional law.
I'll give the floor to His Excellency, Mr. Sergei Lavrov, Minister for Foreign Affairs, Prime Minister of Luxembourg.
Today's historic resolution is the first hopeful news on Syria in a long time.
But a confidential report produced by human rights groups and seen by DW describes how the Syrian regime likely maintained components and facilities required for the production of chemical weapons, even after they were banned under the Chemical Weapons Convention.
We've shown that Syria retains a robust chemical weapons program. So we found that immediately after the August 2013 attack, they began relocating their chemical stockpiles and essential equipment. And we found the relocation of specific chemical weapons production facilities to new sites that had not been disclosed.
Allegations that Syria secretly continued its chemical weapons program are given further weight by ongoing chemical attacks on rebel-held territories after September 2013, when it joined the convention. The investigations have found unique compounds to the sarin samples gathered in the wake of these atrocities. This is important because these unique compounds are crucial in determining who exactly produced it. It is in effect a chemical fingerprint.
Please raise their hand. Those against?
How could anyone look at the faces of lifeless children and choose to veto a resolution condemning those deaths? It is indefensible that Russia has chosen to protect the perpetrators of these attacks.
So is there any way to bring the perpetrators to justice without going through the UN Security Council? Rights groups are increasingly taking their fight for justice to national courts, where universal jurisdiction applies, such as in Germany. Following several cases linked to torture in Syrian prisons, 3 rights groups have for the first time filed a criminal complaint in Germany concerning the use of chemical weapons. The complaint is accompanied by extensive documentation of the attacks, including how they took place and who was likely responsible.
To steal this and use it, which the Syrian government never said that they lost any of their stuff.
To make it easier for the prosecutor to understand what he's seeing.
Yeah.
Of the
We don't use videos that are not verified. We need to verify it, and this is by itself is a big challenge. We need to verify date, time, location, any objects that we can see in videos itself. The other part is definitely, it is challenging to find witnesses, to find defectors, and to make sure that also they are feeling safe to talk about the incidents.
We have one witness who has described that the request for the use of sarin gas comes from Maher al-Assad and then is communicated to the presidential palace where it is approved, we believe it is approved or ordered by Bashar al-Assad. Certainly to convict any of those individuals of the crime, you would need additional evidence beyond this one witness, but we think the witness presents valuable evidence.
Federal prosecutors here in Germany confirmed to us that a criminal complaint was filed, but they would not comment on its contents. Instead, they said they would independently probe the evidence before deciding whether to open a case against individual suspects. But that can take weeks or even months.
Also, people who have given orders to normal soldiers can be indicted because of this active ordering, or even if the person didn't order themselves, but they were aware or should have been aware of these attacks, but because of their function as a military commander, they can be held responsible.
بس هدول كلهم هذا نحبتنا صار نزلت 4 كان منظر يعني ما فيني اوصف لك اياه. الناس كيف كلها هيك مسطحه كانك براشة على نمل بالارض. والله العظيم ما بيروح من بالي هذا المنظر.
أنا بتمنى إنه عند القاضي وهي وقول له شو صار معنا عم ضربة الكيماوي، إن شاء الله يعني يدينوه. أنا بتمنى إنه يعني اللي حاكموه للأسد.
هي أمنيتي بالدنيا، يحاسبوه هو اللي كانوا معه، اللي ظلمونا وظلموا ناس كتير وظلموا أطفال كتير.